This past weekend, I should say, I spent it over at New Horizons Camp with CCO, and I had a great time. I think one of the most valuable things that I got out of it was deepening community with the other people at CCO and just a chance to connect.
This weekend was one of the most growing weekends. The Lord has taught me that sharing grief is okay and it takes some of the burden off your heart. Sharing your story may bring others to the table and say, hey, I'm going through the same thing.
I learned about the three images of community in the Bible: the Garden of Eden, the Holy City of Jerusalem, the common revelation, and the communion table that we can all participate in. Also, it was really awesome on Saturday night that everyone was so open and vulnerable for their sin and how the Holy Spirit moved in everyone.
So this weekend was the first time I had ever fasted before. I attempted one time before and I failed miserably. And that showed me how weak I was without Christ. But this weekend, I was able to do it with community, people keeping me accountable while I was fasting. And in that time, I realized how weak I actually am. Because if I'm in so much need of food, how much more need am I of a Savior?
This weekend I learned that community is a biblical thing and that we really need to come around and love each other. Praying in groups is amazing, and just being able to open up to one another and just really explain what we've been taught by God recently it just helps other people see how God's working in our lives, because then they can say something about how God's working in their lives. And yeah, community is super important. I love it.